I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option, as Sori says. 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Okay, guys. A throne abandoned. Let's go. Yeah. No.
Stop it, babe. Stop it.
Shut up your mouth.
Stop that right now.
Shut up your mouth. That's the next song. Okay. Z, can you hear me? Somebody is in her house? Somebody over? Can you hear? Testing 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so now I have a weird theory that I just came up with at the end of this song.
Okay.
Because the first two are about the earth and the dreams and all this, right?
Yeah.
Then the second one looks like a complete divergence because it's like this is about this girl's personal life and dreams she can't, and thoughts and all the rest of it, and horrible voices, right?
Yeah.
You tracking? That was the previous.
Yes.
And then we're back to the earth now and all this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if song number 3 is
the
actually
Earth's memories,
not from the perspective of the protagonist, but from the perspective of Gaia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
I'm
in
kind of thinking that now too.
Yep.
Mother Earth.
Yep. I'm
She's
with it.
got
Yeah. I'm with
traumatic
it.
memories because we're on the planet fucking shit up.
Yep.
Like let's look. Let's see if we can see. The more she
And
tries to forget.
I was telling Adam, because Adam was saying you guys need a love song now to lighten things up, and I told him, I was like, these are love songs. Like this whole album is a love song to Gaia.
Correct.
And Adam was asking me, what is Gaia? And I said, it's ancient Greek for Earth.
It's Mother Earth. Right?
Yeah.
It's basically the spirit of Earth, effectively.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, but in the first, I think it was the first song, it said that the trees were silenced. But in this one, when the people are being consumed by the earth, then the trees are singing to their. I think they're swinging to their own song or something like that.
So what I view with this is that it talks about how man has died, right? So we experienced that in the previous song, the second song, right?
Song 2,
the end of man. So man has died, and then if like what you're saying is correct about the third song, this is sort of like Gaia's, like you were saying, Gaia's memories and kind of dreams and feeling the history of man's impact on her. And then this is Gaia waking back up and coming back to life, her roots and you know, going through the bodies of man, and her branches you know, coming up through the skulls and splitting them and through the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So this is song 3, especially if you look at song 3 from the perspective of Gaia.
Yeah.
I can't escape myself because there's nowhere for Gaia to go because she's the entire Earth.
Right.
Right. This horror grows from within, which again would be true because all the horror came from the Earth, from us. So it would be from within her. I see everything. I feel everything writhing under the skin. Mm-hmm. That would be literal.
Yep.
Right. If Gaia would see and feel all the fucked up shit that we do.
Yep.
So it then flows perfectly. Because like I said, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it felt like it was a little random there, but yeah.
It was a great song. It was probably going to be my favorite song on the record.
Right.
But if I look at it from the perspective of, but you know, this is also a good parable, right? Like, because the entire thing was the earth, the trees and all this. And then we just assume that the traumatized being here is a human because we're all egomaniacs.
Oh, Vin.
So we just assume, well, it has to be about us. It's like, well, no, in the universe of this band, Gaia is a character. She is there. And so she sends these people, presumably she sends the lion and all this at the first song. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the protagonist, which represents all humanity in the second song. But in the third song, now we're getting an intimate portrayal of how this is affecting Gaia directly from her.
Yep.
Because the first song was from her apostles, basically, that were warning. But how does she feel about it? That's song 3. And then to Z's point, what is she going to do about it? That's song 4. And that is, what is it? A vacant throne. What was it again?
Resting an empty throne stands still and all alone, resting in a golden grove, rusted red and twisted with vines, forgotten relic of those malign. Yeah. So I think it's a city. I think the throne is a city.
Yeah.
I think it's a rusted out city or some kind of like not a literal throne, but like remnants of where man used to live that marred the earth, the surface of the earth, and now it's grown over by vines.
Which started in song 1, right? Song 1, the protagonist is in a city. Which, what does that represent? It represents our human ingenuity and our drift away from nature to the point where we destroy nature in order to erect these cities. And then we say, this is the pinnacle of what we've accomplished, all these skyscrapers and shit. We had to sacrifice all these woods and shit for these giant things. So then when Gaia finally wakes up from her trauma, because every time you're in a traumatic situation, right?
It's going to take some time.
Somebody that's like, you know, doing shit to you, everybody's going to be like, well, you're going to have to do something to change that situation. Not necessarily murder everybody, but she's already sent her apostles to warn and nobody's going to listen. So she's like, okay, all right. Well,
right, because at first she said you could change it.
Right.
But they didn't.
Well, and it's kind of implied, though, that man killed itself in the second song. So man killed itself off effectively. And then you have the haunting memories of, and then you have the abandoned throne, which is Gaia sort of overcoming the remnants of man at that point, which is something I've often thought about, is like, if all of humanity died off, all of what we have done and creative will be engulfed by nature over time. You know, the earth will reclaim itself, reclaim all that territory and overgrow it eventually. But yeah, it's something I've definitely thought about a bit.
I feel very proud of myself for putting that together.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Very, very proud of myself.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
I had not pieced that together before, and like for me, I had never really listened to the album very linearly like this. Where I mean, I would listen to it all the way through the first like few times, but I would do the lyrics kind of separately, and I would like listen to a song a few times and read the lyrics over and kind of like process the song individually, and then oftentimes wouldn't hear more songs for a while, and then I would get back and then like catch the second song or maybe the third one or something, and then process the lyrics of that one. So I kind of processed the lyrics of the songs out of order and kind of individually analyzed them. So I had never done this like end to end, read through the lyrics as I go. And then, that third song always seems so out of place.
Disjointed, I know. I know. Now check this out, right? So I think it's every 7 years the Israelites were supposed to not work.
Yeah.
So it's basically, and God basically saying, give the land a rest. And the idea was like, you have human industry, you're doing all this agriculture, it's great, but give the land a break. Okay, so it was a sort of like stopgaps to kind of foresee what we're doing now.
Yep.
But obviously the Israelites don't listen because they're like, fuck that, man. How are we going to make... They were probably called Moses a Marxist. They were probably... Don't kill me, but you know I'm right. Okay. So anyway, the people aren't listening, right? So God, you know, Old Testament, he's like, okay, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm gonna send you to Babylon. But look what it says. Then the land shall enjoy its Sabbaths.
Oh my gosh.
As long as it lies desolate.
While you're in your enemy's land. Then the land
shall enjoy its Sabbaths. Have a great day.
Wow.
So like you get this idea that Gaia,
how much God cares about the land. That's
Gaia
wild.
needs a break from us and our bullshit. And God says, here's a way to do it so that Gaia doesn't fucking rebel against you and eliminate all you motherfuckers. Give it a break every 7 years. Right? And in this song, because we just completely OD'd and we exceeded the limits, because I still think you can have amazing innovation and all the good stuff that human beings can accomplish without fucking polluting and destroying and all the rest. Especially as science, as we ascend in scientific discoveries. And we figure out, holy shit, these smokestacks were actually pretty terrible for us. Holy shit, there's an ozone layer. Holy shit, this non-degradable plastic is probably not good. Holy shit, maybe we shouldn't send up balloons in there and kill little, whatever. So, but because we won't listen, this is what ends up happening. Right? Like, So,
and remember in the first song, I think it was, when they talked about gluttony?
Yeah.
And like, how much...
That's the second song.
A second song. How much, I guess, trauma is given to the earth because people are gluttonous. If people weren't, and everybody just did stuff with moderation, then we wouldn't be such consumers. But, like I was standing in Hannaford the other day, and I was like looking around, and I was like, oh my God, Americans, like, we're all fat. Like, everybody within my view was, didn't look like, if you see like the different tribes, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like the different tribes, you'll see the people
I didn't say it.
The people
Sorry, said it.
Healthily skinny, I guess you could say. Like, you could tell that if they had to run, they could do that.
They were fit.
But I was looking at everybody around me, including myself, and I was like, no, none of us, all of us are eating too much. And so that makes it so that way the industries have to produce more stuff.
That is true. That is true, though. And there is some documentary on, maybe you know it, Z. It was on, these guys are vegan. I mean, and I think they're crazy. They're like, we're not going to have any kids, blah, 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 methane, yada, yada, yada. But it was like talking about how much it costs Americans' demand for meat and the farming industry. It's not about how we treat the animals in this particular document. It was just talking about, what we have to feed them and care for the animals, and all that makes it so that we're just completely wrecking the environment because of our insatiable desire for meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy thing to look at.
Yeah.
But what was interesting to me about this song, and I think Z's completely right, that this is a city which is like the crowning achievement of human accomplishment. But now it's rusted, red, twisted up with vines because, I mean, it's Gaia. You're not going to beat the earth. It doesn't matter. You need her. She doesn't need us. We need her, but she doesn't need us.
Yep.
Where was that part? Oh, right here. Nature. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say one of my favorite parts here is sort of like the earth is not dead yet.
Yeah.
Which I find to be like such an important line there, because we do have this deleterious effect on the earth. But once, the reality is that unchecked, we eventually do come to the point of probably eliminating ourselves, and the earth still having quite a bit of longevity once we have expired from the earth. And so you talk about how the earth is not dead yet. Her wrath cannot be undone. You tried to claim her as your own. Now she devours your bones. Because we can't really feasibly outlive the earth itself, in terms of like we could do a lot of damage to a point where we can't sustain ourselves, but the earth could still continue on, and eventually over a long enough period of time can recover itself.
Yeah.
And I always found that to be a very interesting concept, that this is part of where, like, I know you and I differ on this because we've talked about it before, but this is part of where I consider us as humans to be so insignificant. And I see like the earth and in such these, our universe to be such magnificent things, and we're just a speck, we're just a drop in the bucket, and we can do a significant amount of damage to our own home here on earth. But the reality is that over time we will run out of the ability to sustain ourselves, and it will recover itself eventually and still continue on and succeed until eventually it drifts too close to the sun.
Well, and she says that with a smile. You see that?
I know. It's dark. It just got very dark.
But like, I remember watching Captain Planet. My mom was like, that's demonic. Ain't no Gaia. But like, the Bible speaks of the land as a autonomous being that has preferences. So right here, lest the land vomit you out when you make it unclean, as it vomited out the nation that was before you. Like, Guy is sitting there saying, you make me sick. Blah! And see you later. And so there's some harmony there. And, look, I don't completely disagree with you. In the main, as far as in and of ourselves, we're completely insignificant. I agree. I think we derive our significance from being image bearers of God. And so we represent God on the earth. But what's fascinating is that us being image bearers of God, literally our first job was to care for the earth.
Yeah. Yep.
So our significance and from a Christian worldview, where it should be from a let me say a biblical worldview, because the biblical worldview and Christian worldview are not always the same, obviously.
Yeah.
We should take the highest pride in maintaining the earth. We should say we need to maintain we need to say that what we would imagine heaven to be like, you wouldn't see God fucking up the streams in heaven and doing all kinds of you wouldn't expect that to happen. And like oil and shit in the oceans of heaven, you wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
So but what's happening obviously is that capitalism has infiltrated American Christianity, obviously.
Yeah.
But we should be the ones saying we should be the craziest environmental fascists ever.
It's crazy because if we did, we'd take care of ourselves, because there's been so much pollution that's put in people's water supplies, and like companies knew they were dumping chemicals in there and that the people were drinking it and it was getting into all their stuff. People were getting cancer, dying, and they didn't care at all. But they're looking at it as, well, you know, the people, whatever. But if you first had like Mother Earth as your, like, let's protect Mother Earth, then the damage wouldn't even get to human beings.
Yeah. But it's interesting because they've deified Gaia, where it talks about her wrath. And check this out. Yeah, her wrath can't be undone.
Yeah. Almost has a biblical kind of feel to it, right?
Check this shit out. The nations raged, your wrath has come, the time for the dead to be judged, yada, yada, yada. And what's the specific sin that's being mentioned here?
Destroying the destroyers of the earth.
Destroying the destroyers of the earth.
Yep. Yep.
So all that shit is there. Like this modern American, whatever the hell we call this religion, where we don't care about the earth. It's like, okay, motherfucker. There's a passage for you as well. But yeah, this is Gaia wake and look, this can be easily harmonized, right? Because if God wakes up Gaia and says, okay, like, what if Gaia has been saying, yo, I want to kill these motherfuckers? God, like, chill out, chill out, chill out. And don't say that.
That's it.
That's what Orion says. He says, don't say that, don't say that. And what if God just says, okay, go ahead, just fuck him, go ahead. Like, get rid of him. Get rid of him. But yeah, it's a really good song. Go ahead.
This gets me thinking, like, we got to get back to our Bible studies.
Yeah.
Man, this kind of stuff, that's a really interesting one. Like this very topic would be a really interesting Bible study session.
Yeah. But I agree. Like it's so weird. Like I'm looking at these parallels, the things talking about the trees. If you scroll up here, the trees are swaying to their own song now.
Yep.
The day of judgment has come.
Yep.
Right? Because who's been the number one victim of Western industry? It's been trees. You know, like it's been the number one. But yeah, I like the insight about that being a city and like you just have this dystopian. It's interesting because it would be dystopian from a human perspective, but utopian from a Gaia-centric perspective, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
But again, we're so egomaniacal. Oh, it's a dystopia. And the earth is like, speak for yourself, bitch.
Oh, boy.
It's not dystopian to me, motherfucker. Yeah, but I agree.
It is really, like, when I think about this song in a way, especially now that we've reassessed Haunted Memories, and we have the context now, the lyrics in this particular song are really amazing. Like I already love the 100%. Lyrics in this song because it's very visual for me. So I get like I get, it's almost like a movie in my head watching like a fast forward or, you know, a time lapse showing the land growing back and overtaking man's deleterious effect on it, overtaking the bones of both our cities and our bodies.
Yeah.
And reclaiming them and building over them and using like our bodies as the fuel to regrow, and the seeds are planted in our hearts, right? As it states, our own what's left of our bodies feeds the earth, and she grows from that and overtakes our cities and covers them up with herself. And eventually our cities will even crumble and become, layers of her earth. And I love the visual aspect of it. So I already love that. But now having the context firmed up from the previous one, it's like the lyrics are even more powerful for the first song.
Yeah, these guys are strong lyricists. They're strong lyricists because they're setting up a lot of, you have to refer back to the previous songs and things like that. It's a very tight interwoven, very subtle, and sonically, they're doing the same thing sonically that they're doing with the lyrics. If you listen to the record again from start to finish, the way that they use their instrumentation is also the same way. These guys are fucking incredible band. All right, rate this song. Oh, one last thing. I'm sorry. I have to talk about this though. This verse right here. Nature took what was rightfully hers. The kings cried out for their souls, and they were strung up still alive, impaled and shamed for all of time, right? Okay, so the kings get some horrific, torturous death. The rest of us basically get swept away by the flood. Says, then came the flood till none survived. Go ahead.
I'm kind of wondering, so I'm trying to look back in the lyrics to see another mention of kings, because it kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got song.
The trees used to sing, but now they lie silent.
Yep.
So now the trees sing or sway with their own song, right?
Yep.
So they're freed up again. But then there was something in here. Our kind is deaf from the screams of your
Right
tyrants.
here, we are the mothers of kings long dead is in song 1.
Song 1. We are the
there
mothers.
We go.
Yep.
That's what it was. That's what I was looking for. The mothers of kings long dead. So I think it's like the spirits of man or something, like the kings, mothers of kings long gone. I'm not sure.
I think, remember, these guys are deployed, in my opinion, by Gaia to warn us. And so it's at the end of the day, all kings are sons and daughters of the earth. All kings and queens are sons and daughters of the earth. But then they're the ones, especially in the modern age, that betrayed their mother. And let's cut down all these like for example, King Solomon. That motherfucker took out like 2 wildernesses to build his palace.
Yep.
So it's like Gaia makes you this king or whatever to rule over whatever in a benevolent monarchy, and then you come and just take all and just destroy all the resources. So the kings get held to a higher standard of punishment. They get a torturous death, while the rest of us basically get a sympathetic, like, look, man, you guys can die in a flood in about 20 seconds, but the other guys, we're going to string them up and shame them because they should have known better.
I wonder, like we've talked about consciousness and memories in the sense of that, like, stuff is always going on a constant cycle. So, like, if you could go back in time, you would be there doing such and such a thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you wonder if it's because the voices sound like they sounded ghostly, you know what I mean, in the first song and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe it's these kings that died like this were speaking back to the prior selves to say, perhaps we can change.
Yeah, that's also true.
And they
didn't. They didn't.
Now they're strung up.
Yep.
So I guess it's effectively their spirits being strung up.
Yeah. Well, and it says that almost explicitly because it says the kings are crying out for their souls. Yeah. Right? So that part of them would be strung up. And obviously that's a little bit ethereal, but the whole damn record is ethereal. Right. So just go with it.
Right. I got to say, I like the ending part where they said the seeds were planted in their hearts. They didn't know till it started to grow.
Yeah, I didn't I'm
not sure how the seeds got there.
Damn it, the lyrics got cut off at the end for me.
But
Yeah, a verdant terror tore them apart, the branches bursting from their mouths.
Yeah.
The seeds were planted in their hearts. They didn't know until it started to grow. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not sure how the seeds got there, but I've said this in a review before that I like the concept of, there's different things that they can do with your body, after you've died. And I love the idea of being, kind of moved into the fetal position with a seed wrapped inside you. And then from you grows a cool tree. So
yeah, they have those things. That's spooky as hell.
I don't think that's spooky. I think that's awesome.
It's really interesting the way that this is structured, and especially now that I've got more context on the previous song. So I'm going through it and I'm just thinking about this a bit, and yeah, this is really amazing.
Yeah, they are a fucking brilliant band. Brilliant band.
There's a play on words in there too. A throne abandoned also suggests that the kings abandoned their post, the thing that they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Rein in the toll on the earth.
Yeah. Yep.
And but they abandoned their throne. And so now they're strung up in suffering.
Right.
Right. So there's that additional piece of wordplay there.
Yeah, they redefine. So the honor that a king or a leader should have is the ability to preserve the earth and have the earth thrive. That is where your honor lies.
Yep.
But you completely twisted that and tried to make the earth your bitch and then define that as honor.
Yeah.
And that is actually an abdication of your post.
Yep.
It is also insane. And that's why in the song, it explicitly states that. It says, you tried to claim her as your own. There it is, right there.
Yep.
Like, you tried to make the earth your bitch. Well, Gaia, is not your bitch, bro. Sorry. And you got to understand that. And, Perkinos quoted the other passage where God says, listen, you cannot own. Here's another really, really interesting Bible passage that again proves that Moses was a Marxist. One of these days I'm going to do a Bible study called Moses Was a Marxist. Say this about land ownership: the land shall not be sold in perpetuity, for the land is mine. With me you are but aliens and tenants. So it's not yours, man. It's not yours. Yeah. Respect it. Respect it. I'm allowing you to stay here, but respect this woman. And don't work her every day. Don't work her every year. Be respectful. And that's where you find your honor. And if you want to redefine your honor, go for it. You're going to get vomited out of the land. That's what I think is happening. That's what I think is going on in the song. See?
Swallowed up.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. Well, then let's go ahead and rate it. I need to go take a quick bio break then, and then we can get to the fifth song. All right,
this is a solid. This is my favorite song because of the start stop, the jazzy type of riffage.
Yeah.
Which Korn used to do a lot. So this is going to get a 9.9 from me as well.
Huh. Interesting. This one was not my favorite. This one would be an 8.
How dare you?
Now for this one. Lyrically, it is amazing, especially now that I've got the additional context. Musically, I also love it, not as much as song 3, as the third song, but still, it's a really good song that I enjoy every time I hear it. So, considering the lyrics and also enjoying the song, but not nearly as much as the other, I'm probably going to set it right around a 9.2. Yeah, let's say 9.2.
Okay.
I think lyrically I would love to push it even higher. Well, no, I'm going to give it a 9.5. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. I think that's fairer.
That's more acceptable.
That makes a lot more sense.
It's more acceptable to me. All right. Take your break and then we shall return.
All right, Vin out.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Go.
Z out.